Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our Swadhyaya online reading retreat labs. So we're reading The Power of Necessity, the Gateway to Spirituality series. In this series, we're reading the Bhagavad Gita every evening. And in the last sessions, so we have already done with the chapter number 3, verse number 39. So today we are going to start with a new verse, that is 4.02, that is chapter number 4, verse number 2. So now let's go to read the chapter number 4, verse number 2 first. Chapter number 4, Transcendental Knowledge. The verse translation goes like this. This supreme science was thus received to the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So now let's go back to our reading from Gita for Daily Enrichment series. The harmony of the sword and the word. We often dread communal violence, so we frequently fear theocracies due to their likely intolerance towards people who do not abide by their sectarian beliefs. Naturally, then we may feel apprehensive when we read the Bhagavad Gita's glorification of saintly kings who live and lead according to scriptural wisdom. However, the Gita destroys our sectarian categories right at the start of its message, declares that we are not our bodies, but are eternal souls who have no intrinsic connection with the bodies that we presently inhabit. Bodily misidentification is the basis of all sects, including even sects with religious nomenclature like Christians, Muslims, and Hindus. Gita wisdom takes us beyond all our sectarian notions, identify to our universal essence as souls. It recommends that we act on that spiritual level for the holistic welfare of everyone. To fulfill that universal purpose, it urges us to harmonize the world, the intellectual resources, and the sword, our administrative resources. The Gita illustrates this harmony through the example of Krishna, who is actually God himself, descended to the earth. In the context of the Mahabharata, Krishna plays the role of a prince, an administrator who uses the sword when necessary to check sectarian materialism. But in the context of the Gita, he accepts the role of a spiritual intellectual who empowers the warrior prince Arjuna with a word for rising individually and socially beyond sectarianism to the spiritual level. The Gita recommends the word as the preferred way for raising consciousness. However, for those who have not only buried themselves in sectarian materialism but are bent on similarly building the whole society, it sanctions the sword only as a last resort. Thus, through this harmony of the word and the sword, Gita wisdom takes us beyond sectarianism. Again, we will repeat the translations. 4.2. This supreme science was thus received to the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So we'll stop here. So this is, we in the mind map also we can see a couple of words we have learned, theocracy and sectarian in this verse. And we'll be having a Kahoot quiz on this topic very soon. So stay tuned. So we will coming up with a new verse in the next session. Till now, Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.